Hey, welcome back to WDRC in Santo Domingo. I'm Mo Green. It's my channel. Today we're going to talk about supplementing your retirement income while living in the Dominican Republic. We know it doesn't cost a lot as much as it does in the States to live, but it's always good to have some extra money around. So one aspect of that is the stock market. And today I have Ken with me. How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing fine, Mo. How are you?
I'm doing well. So Ken is going to take it from here on and talk about how he supplements his income through the stock market. Take it away, Ken.
Thank you, Mo. So at any rate, I moved to the Dominican Republic in 2008, and I've been living here ever since. And while, as Mo indicated, it is cheaper to live here in Santo Domingo than it is in major cities in the U.S. like New York, Boston, and D.C., all of which I'm used to and I've lived in. Still, sometimes, you might want to spend a little bit of extra money, make a little bit of extra money. And so I have supplemented my income in several ways in the, 14 years I've been here. But the primary way that I supplement my income is through investing in the stock market. Now, a lot of people are scared by the stock market. You say stock market and they're like, oh, I lost my money, this, that, and the other. Yeah, it doesn't really have to be that way. You can invest in the stock market, not trade. You can trade also, but I don't trade, I invest. You can put your money into good stocks, let them grow, and live off of dividends and capital gains. And you don't have to really be a big stock picker. I mean, yes, if you've got investments in Amazon or Apple or Microsoft or Walmart, you will do well, but you may not feel comfortable picking individual stocks. And so one way to do it, and one of the ways I do it, is by investing in the stock market overall. Now, there's something called the Standard & Poor's index, which you can invest in individually. I forget what those shares cost these days. I believe they're about $200 a share. But what you are doing when you put your money into the S&P index is you are investing in the broadest stock market that you can invest in. That is to say, you will own the most stocks that are representative of the stock market as a whole. So when people talk about the stock market in general, they're really talking about something like the Standard & Poor's, the S&P, or the Dow, or the NASDAQ. 3 different exchanges. You can invest in each of them. But as I said, the S&P is the broadest and most representative. And so when you hear the stock market went up 4% today, typically they're talking about the S&P. Now, the way this works is, so you put you buy a share of the S&P index, and that money is automatically invested into a number of stocks like Amazon, like Microsoft, like Walmart. You don't have to be bothered with the selection. They make the selection for you. And then when you hear the market's gone up, they're talking really about the S&P. So what I do, or what I would do if I were you, if I would put my money into one of these index funds, specifically the S&P, there's a symbol called SPY, and that's how you buy in the stock market the index for the S&P. So you buy a share of SPY, it's distributed throughout the stock market, and as the stock market goes up, so does your investment. Of course, on the other side, if the stock market goes down, so does your investment. Now, over the long period of time, the stock market has generally returned 8 to 10%. Not a bad percentage when you consider that over the last couple of years, what did you get on your money if you put it in the bank? You got not even 1%. You might get 1/10 of 1%. But on the other hand, with the stock market, there is some risk. If the stock market goes down, you will lose money. Over the last 10 years, the stock market has essentially gone up. It has not gone down. Sometimes, but it can go down. This year, in fact, 2022, it has gone down. What you can do, though, if you had put your money in the stock market, say 10 years ago, then you, in SPY, as we talked about, you would have seen your investments go up anywhere from 10 to 20% every year. Now, that's not guaranteed, but last year the stock market went up, I believe, about 27%. So if you had your money in the S&P, you would have made 20%. Now, however, if you left it in the S&P, you would have lost about 20%. But this is an unusual year. Previously, the last 10 years, if you were invested, your investment was going up. Of course, you can take your money out of the stock market without taking it out of your brokerage account by just selling your shares and leaving the money in cash until the stock market starts to go up again. So this is the way I do it. I'm invested if the stock market is going up. If the stock market starts to go down, and it goes down by 15%, then I will sell my stocks and leave the money in cash until I'm comfortable that the stock market is going up again. Now, remember what I said. The last 10 years, the stock market has gone up anywhere from 8, 10, as much as 20, 25%. So if I got those gains for 10 years, and now the market is going down, and when the market goes down 15%, I sell my shares and stay in cash until the market starts to go up again. You can see that, well, I've made money for 10 years, and now I lost money this year, but I only lost 15%, whereas some years I was making 20, 25, some years 10, so forth and so on. As I said, when the market starts to act funny, you can just sell your shares and leave your money in cash until you feel more comfortable that it's going to go up again. That is what I've done for 2022. Sold it, waiting for the market to start to go up. We're currently in what's called the bear market. When it starts to go up again, that's when I will reinvest. Now, so where do my gains come from? Well, when I sell stock, I make capital gains. And, obviously you have to pay taxes on those capital gains, but you have to pay taxes on anything you make money in. If, by the way, you've held the stocks for more than a year, your taxes are lower than if you've held the stocks for less than a year, or if you have a paycheck. Let me say that again. So if you keep your stocks for more than a year and then you sell them, your tax rate on those gains is less than your tax rate on your income, on your paycheck. So that's a good deal. Many stocks also pay dividends. So even though you own SPY, SPY has invested in Walmart for you, Amazon, Apple, and many other stocks. And those stocks will pay dividends which are passed on to you. That's another source of income that you can, spend. Obviously, again, you do have to pay taxes. And with dividends, you pay the same taxes as you would pay on a paycheck. But on capital gains, if you owned it for more than a year, you can pay less. So actually, without touching your investment, you can spend your dividends, you can spend your capital gains, or you can just leave them in there, let them grow as well. And that's, essentially what I do.
What percentage would you say someone can make on dividends?
Dividends tend to run about, they're low, 3, 2, 3, 4%. If you're getting 5% on dividends, you're doing really well. But the percentage you get on dividends depends on what you bought the stock at. So if you buy the stock today at $100 and they're paying $5, your dividend is 5%. If you bought the stock 5 years ago and the stock was only $50, and today you're still getting the same dividends as everybody else, you're getting $5, you're making 10% on your investment.
What type of vehicle would you recommend for someone who's retired or semi-retired, because stock market has always been, the long game. You're going to make more money in the long because you're going to have your up and down. But if you're in the retirement age, what would be your best vehicle you will recommend?
I would recommend the SPY, the Standard & Poor's 500. That's the broadest. But there are other indices you can invest in. For example, there's the NASDAQ indice, and the symbol there is DIA. You can go online in a brokerage firm, look up DIA and buy shares. That's for the Dow. There's also the NASDAQ, and that's where all the tech stocks are. And for the last several years, that's been increasing faster than the other two. So that's where Apple is. Apple is also in S&P, but it's mostly tech stocks in the NASDAQ, and the symbol for that is QQQ.
Well, thank you, Ken. There's a lot more to explore here, and if you would like for us to delve into it, just send us a comment or leave a comment, and we can give you more information on this vehicle of how to supplement your income. Is there anything you would like to add?
The only thing I would add is that, for me, and I am an active manager, I don't just do index funds, I do some, but I also do specific stocks like Amazon and Walmart and other things. That's been that's way outstripped my quote unquote retirement income over I guess I've been retired now for 10 years. And over that 10 years, I've made a lot more there than I've received in retirement income.
So stay tuned. We're going to explore more options of how to supplement your income in the Dominican Republic by people who actually live here and doing it, not just theory. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe to WDRC in Santo Domingo.